For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. I always like to kick things off with something super fun and interesting. And what kind of a boss do you think Bill Gates is? Okay, here's a fun fact about him. When he first started Microsoft, oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. Bill Gates would actually memorize the license plates of all the vehicles in the parking lot. This way, he could keep tabs on if they made it to work on time, or if they were working on the weekends, or what was going on. Oh my gosh, talk about a micromanager. But hey, I guess it worked out for him because Microsoft is now worth $3 trillion today. Oh, every time I talk about Microsoft, I'm always thinking about, they are working on software for self-driving cars. Yeah, I can't wait until my car suddenly stops in the middle of the highway and then reboots to just install the updates. Could you imagine? And on that happy note, you're about ready to get more tech smarts because every single thing is now a tech thing. I'm Kim Commando, America's digital goddess, and you have tapped into the best, the biggest, the most trusted show about all things digital. And if you're a brand new listener to the Kim Commando Show, welcome aboard. So glad to have you with us. And if you're already a listener, welcome back. You can find my award-winning show on over 420 top radio stations throughout the United States. And you can also find us as a podcast, as a webcast 24/7, whenever you want to watch or stream or just listen over at commando.com. Just hit that button that says Commando Community. Now, if you're listening on the radio, we totally love that. Just a reminder, you can get the Kim Commando Show as a podcast in your favorite podcast player. Just make sure that you search for Kim Commando Show. That's right, not Kim Commando Today, Kim Commando Show. Well, you can get Kim Commando Today, too. You're going to love that. And I know that you have at least a few questions about something digital I can lend a hand to, and our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. And if you're just too dang shy to come on a big-time show and podcast, I get that. You could always drop me your questions over at commando.com. Just hit that button that says Email Kim. Alrighty, then every single day I go to at least 35 different websites to make sure you're up to date on all things digital. And here are the 5 things you need to know that are happening right now in the tech verse. And, not too long ago here on The Big Show, I talked about why artificial intelligence isn't coming for your job anytime soon. So now, it seems like just a week or so later, it's looking more and more like AI for use in businesses has been overhyped and, yes, overpromised. Because here's the newsflash. Despite all the AI hoopla, most businesses that have invested the money and time to integrate AI into their operations, they are saying that they are terribly unimpressed and they are disappointed. They're disappointed because after spending millions of dollars, the best return on their investment is maybe 5%. And get this, most businesses have seen an absolute zero ROI. Now, here's an even greater problem. If implementing AI into your business takes more than a month, it becomes outdated long before anyone can see any benefits. So for AI to be implemented into businesses, 2024 is actually going to be like, show me the money year. And so far, it's not really happening. Moving on to number 2, Netflix just won the streaming wars. What? Prime Video, Peacock, Hulu, Disney Plus, and all the other streamers, they have been waging this costly war for your business. Costly because customers who can no longer afford them all, and costly because the services themselves. And finally, after years of this battle, we have a winner. Even though HBO Max had Succession, which was the biggest show of 2023, Netflix has totally won the streaming wars. It's the one service that we just can't live without. All 250 million of us. Gosh, could you imagine that business? You have 250 million customers. Yikes. The Netflix homepage is the most valuable piece of real estate in Hollywood. They say it's 21st century's version of going to the video store and walking the aisles. They don't offer something for everyone, but they have enough for almost everybody. Moving on to number 3, cyber kidnapping is on the rise. It's frightening thousands and it's stealing millions. Imagine this, your phone rings. It's a familiar number. It's your son, your daughter, your spouse. When you answer, This menacing voice informs you that they've kidnapped your loved one. Want them back? You better send in some money. It gets even worse. You hear your loved one plead with you, please, 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 mom and dad, send the money. You get a photo of them in chains and with duct tape over their mouth. You watch a video of them crying. So, of course, you wire a large sum of money to the kidnappers and you just wait. Hours go by, money's gone. And then you later discover that no one was really ever in danger. The voice was AI generated. That photo and that video was just deep faked. So what do you do if this happens to you? Call your loved one first or find someone who can actually check on them, because kidnappers rarely call from the victim's phone. They're using some type of spoofing app. Let's talk about number 4, how your kids are finding online porn. If you've been putting off that conversation about online porn, you need to move up the date. A Common Sense Media survey has found that kids are stumbling across online porn at an earlier and earlier age. 15% say that they saw their first porn online at age 10. The average exposure is now 12. So most parents that live in this dream world saying that, this never happened to my kid. All right, let me tell you, there are just too many paths to porn, and parents, you just can't stay one step ahead. Almost every child has seen porn by the age of 17. They're getting into it through social media. As one care shares what he found with another, they can easily run across it online. So schedule that talk now. And to help out, Get My Kids Tech Contract. It really does help set the rules. And it's totally free. You can find it at commando.com/contract. That's commando.com/contract. And finally, this coming in at number 5, a new tech product that's such a bad idea and it's really just destined to fail. Now, if you get your nails done like I do, you probably have a relationship with your manicurist. Now, done improperly, let me tell you, your nails can become painful. They can get an infection, and then your nails just, quite frankly, they're going to look like crap. So enter a new tech AI product. It's called Numble, a $600 home robot manicurist. It's about the size of a shoebox, has this uninspiring beige plastic cover. So here's how it works. You stick your hand inside the box. Yeah, and you can't see inside the box, by the way. So you just put your hand inside this box. And if it works, in 25 minutes per hand, the little robot will fix you right up. Now, before you ask, nope, I haven't tried it. I mean, I'm not going to put my hand in a box that I can't see on the inside. Which reminds me of, yes, why did the dentist and the manicurist get divorced? Why did the dentist and the manicurist get divorced? Ready for it? Because they fought tooth and nail. Oh, that one hurt even me.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, if you haven't already entered to win a $1,000 PC or Mac, what the heck are you waiting for? Go now, right now, while you're thinking about it. Commando.com/win. That's commando.com/win, where you can enter to win a brand new $1,000 PC or Mac. Totally your choice. Once again, that's commando.com/win. All right, how about we start with Mank in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello there, Mank.
Been listening to you a long time for several years, so I'm really happy to be able to talk to you. So thanks for taking my call.
You betcha.
So I'm a physician, and in our practice, I'm a gastroenterologist, and we do colonoscopies as part of our job. Mm-hmm. And a lot of patients who need to have their colonoscopies need to repeat them every 3, 5, or 10 years, depending on what you find when you do the exam. And we actually had a couple of people leave our practice over the last 2 or 3 years, and I started thinking about their patients that, you tell them in 5 years you need another colonoscopy, but that doctor's now left the practice, and maybe the rest of the doctors don't have enough, bandwidth to take those patients on. So what I was worried about is these patients might get lost and not be able to get their follow-up examinations. So what I was thinking is, in our practice, if we could create a QR code of some sort where we show it to the patient at the end and they scan it with their phone that, and we use the appropriate one, that if you scan it and it'll put a reminder on your calendar that in 5 years from now you need a colonoscopy, or in 10 years, or in 1 or 3, whatever the situation is. And you would have different QR codes for each recommendation. And I tried to create it online because we've used QR codes for other things. But what I'm running into trouble with is trying to get it for a generic 5-year period. It seems like every time I try to create it, it'll create it for a specific date, but that would mean I would have to create a new QR code every time or every day I work.
Oh gosh, we don't want to do that.
So I want one that just like generically, like it would, you scan it today and it finds the 5-year mark from today, and if I do it tomorrow, so on and so forth. So that's kind of the dilemma I was running into. So I was thinking, maybe you might be able to help.
It's a good idea. I mean, it's actually a great idea. And, it's so nice to hear from a doctor who you're really concerned about the patient's well-being. I mean, and because like you said, even if they're not coming into our practice, I still want to make sure that they know that they need to get a follow-up, because let's just face it, who wants to get a colonoscopy? No one, right? And
exactly.
He's like, you must be a fun guy at a party, right? I'm just kidding.
I've got stories. So.
I bet you do. See, I like when I go to a party, people ask me like how to fix their phone. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Let's talk about some options. And then, but if you still want the QR code, I'm going to enlist the help of an IT genius. Okay.
Okay.
You ever thought about using like an email reminder system, like email marketing?
Yeah, we have one of those in the office. We have like an email reminder, and then we also have text through our medical record system. Okay.
And then maybe in the patient portal, are you using Epic or anything? Is there anything that can pop up on that?
We have a portal. We don't use Epic. We use it's a company called Modernizing Medicine. They're based out of Florida, and so for gastros, it's called GMed or G Gastro. Mm-hmm. So it does have reminders and that sort of thing. But, the other thing I'm thinking about is if a practice shuts down or if a practice closes, then that EMR, that data goes away. And then once that practice closes, it's not like those reminders will go out in 5 years. So if the practice shuts down tomorrow, whatever's scheduled for the next 2 to 3 years, don't know how that will ever get out to the people.
Yeah, it's done. Did you use like QR Code Monkey, QR Stuff, Go QR? Do you know which one that you used?
I did a bunch of them. I just Googled them all, had to register with my burner email so that, I don't get spam.
Yeah, awesome.
And just messed around with a bunch of them. And Adobe had one. There was one called QR Reader. And I can't remember all the names.
You know what? This is what I'd like to do is that Jeremy and John, they are IT geniuses. Okay. You know how like you have your friends who are like doctors and you're like, whoa, these are really big doctors, right? Okay. I have John and Jeremy, and they are my IT geniuses. Okay. If anybody can figure it out, it's going to be John and Jeremy. Because maybe these QR code sites, maybe they do say like you said, it's one for that day, but we just want to pick like a date 5 years from now or 3 years from now or 7 years or whatever it may be. What I'd like to do is I'm going to put you on hold. I want to make sure that we have all of your details. Okay.
Okay.
And then John and Jeremy they'll figure this out for you. They will figure out how to make this QR code, because I'll tell you, I have never been able to stump these two. Never. Okay. And I think really this requires somebody to sit down and say, okay, which is the best QR code generator? Mm-hmm. And how do we get it onto, because you want to get it on everybody's calendar, Outlook, Apple, Google, right? Okay.
Right, exactly.
And we want to make sure that they accept that appointment. And there's a few variables in here, but I do think that it's actually possible. We just don't know quite sure the exact steps to do at this time. So again, Meg, let's make sure that we have all your goods. And thanks for your kind words about the show. And I've never talked to a gastroenterologist before on the air, and that was pretty exciting. And thank you for your call. All right. Brenda in Tyler, Texas, you're up next.
Well, I have a question about my iPhone. Every day I get an unusual amount of texts from companies that are relevant. Say, for example, restaurants or businesses not in my area. And I try to unsubscribe, but it doesn't always work. And then some sites say that I have to put in my email address to unsubscribe.
Are you talking about text messages on your phone?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And when I do that, it seems like I get more ads. Like there's one site I visited. It was a craft store, a well-known craft store, and every day I get 2 to 3 texts.
That's annoying.
And yes, it is very annoying.
Have you tried to block it?
That's my question.
Oh, okay. So here's what you do is on your iPhone, and you are inside the Messages app, is that you open the text message that you want to block, and then you look for the I button, the info button in the top of the message. And then it's going to have right there, block this call or block this contact, whichever one it is. And then you'll just never, ever get a text from them again. You can also delete it. Now, in the newer, I don't know what kind of phone you have, which iPhone you have, or which iOS that you're running. But now, if you go to delete a text in the trash, it says, do you want to delete? Do you want to delete? Or do you want to delete and block? So you can delete and block. Now, there's also another thing that you can do is you open up your settings on your iPhone, that gear icon, and go into messages. And then scroll down and then tap on filter unknown senders. Filter unknown senders. And then you're going to have one folder of all the messages that aren't in your contacts. And then you can scroll through them from time to time. So try just to delete it and then see if you get that option that says delete and block. But if not, you can go ahead and filter the unknown senders or look for that I, as I mentioned, the info button. And then from there, look at details, and then you can just block that caller right there. Just think about this. If only it was that easy to block the bad people out of your life. I'm just going to hit that I right now while I'm looking at you. Boom. Gone. Never see you again. Maybe someday. Brenda, thank you for your call. Text messages, spam, so annoying, isn't it? Yes, it'll stop one day. I promise. It will. All right, let's switch gears just a tiny bit and let's talk about incognito mode. I mean, would it be all right with you if somebody else just scrolled through your entire search history? I didn't think so. For your most private searches in Chrome, of course, you're going to head right into incognito mode. Now, you may have been under the illusion that if you used incognito, no one was tracking what you were doing. Well, as it turns out, that's not the case. After settling a $5 billion lawsuit, Google wants you to know that its Chrome browser's incognito mode, well, it isn't so private after all. Shocker. Okay, it has a brand new disclaimer. Here's what it says. Others won't see your activity, but websites, including Google, will. Let me read that again to you. Others won't see your activity, but websites, including Google, will. Okay, so that's not really incognito, right? So while incognito mode hides your browsing from others on your device, it does not stop Google and other websites from tracking you. So what can you do? You can always try Safari's private browsing, or you can use DuckDuckGo. My suggestion is always use a VPN. I mean, if you really want to cover your digital tracks online, you want to always be sure to use a VPN. And of course, we always recommend expressvpn.com/Kim.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, before we dive back into all of your phone calls, let's talk about the best TV settings for the big game. Because let's say you have that shiny new TV and you turn it on. Oh, but the picture's horrible. And you're like, what is this? Did I just get like a defective television? Nah, it's probably that your TV set isn't calibrated for your home's lighting. And this is a pretty simple fix. What you want to do is head right into your TV's display presets. Now, there you're going to find various settings like vivid, film, standard, and sport. So what you want to do is try cycling through each and every one of them to see which one that you like the best. Now, another way, use your eyes, okay? This, well, if you're not that handy, don't do this because you can really mess things up. But you can always go back to factory defaults. But you can take control in your picture settings. That's where you're going to find things like contrast, hue, brightness, sharpness, and color temperature. And you want to adjust them to your preference. And finally, the TV pros, the AV guys and gals, they use calibration DVDs. It walks you through each and every one of these settings. Now, thankfully, you don't have to have a DVD player anymore because, well, quite frankly, who has those anymore? Is now there are calibration apps for your phones and for your TVs. Here are some names for you to check out. THX TuneUp, Calman, and Spectra Calman. Now, if you're just like, what were those again, Kim? I missed them. Just go ahead and hit my website, commando.com. All right, before we go back to all of your phone calls, just want to tell you in just a few minutes, we're going to talk about how you can buy goods secondhand for cheap on Amazon. And then later on, 5 signs that a hidden tracker is on your car. And Satish in Allentown, Pennsylvania, welcome.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
Well, I had a question regarding VHS cassettes and DVCs.
Okay.
So I have a lot of recording of kids' videos and other things. Now they are in VHS tape and later on the DVCs, digital video cassettes.
Sure.
And I'm trying to find a tool or any hardware software gadget that I can quickly transfer them and get them digitized. So first I'm looking for something to digitize those things, then store on a thumb drive or in cloud. And
right.
then I'm looking for a easy to use video editor so that I can take out some videos or put some chapters and things like that.
Wow, you need the whole shebango, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, there are services that will do this, but that could add up pretty quickly. How many tapes do you think you have and cassettes and everything?
I've got about 30 to 40.
Of VHS, and then do you have DVDs too?
Yeah, and DVDs, I can convert DVDs separately. That's not a big issue. But the small DVCs, like the one which I recorded on my a camcorder.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, the good news is that it's really, this is really simple solutions now to put all this together. Like for example, you can hook your VHS player up to a gadget that will actually plug into your computer. You can plug your camcorder now into a gadget in the middle of the whole mix, and then that'll be connected to your computer. And then as far as software goes, there's always Adobe Premiere, which is a really good program, and it's easy to use. And there's also CyberLink Power Director. And if you have any audio that you want to clean up along the way, Audacity, that's Audacity. You know what I'd like to do, Satish, if this is okay with you, is I'd like to write this up as a tip.
Okay.
So that this way I can kind of point you in a direction because I know so many people have this question. I'm so glad that you call. Seriously. Because everybody has like these old VHS tapes and the high 8 tapes or whatever it may be. And it's like, okay, well, now what do I do with all these? Because I want to get these memories to the kids. And one of the things that's really great is after you capture all this content and after you edit it, like you mentioned, put it on a thumb drive. No, Satish, that is not allowed. Okay. Okay, we're not doing that. Okay, I'm going to come to Allentown. I'm going to knock on your door and say, no. Okay, we're not doing that. Okay. What you do is you create a private YouTube channel.
Okay.
And so this way, all the videos are stored in the cloud, and then you can share that link out with the kids, but it's not public, so other people can't see it. But then they always have a copy of it, and they can download it. They can share it with their friends, and it's really fun. It is, because I did that with some of my mother's old VHS tapes, and we shared it out with all the cousins and the grandkids and the great-grand. And so everybody's like, oh my gosh, look at Granny when she was so young, type of thing. It's really fun stuff. And of course, you can always store it in the cloud too, but I just I don't trust a thumb drive. So do you already get our free newsletter?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to make this a tip. How about for this Saturday? I'll make it a tip in the newsletter about how to capture all your video and analog sources and get them into your computer the easy way, the fun way. And then here's the software that you use, and then how to create that YouTube channel. And so it's all written step by step because, it's such an important topic. It is such an important topic. And I know that will help a ton of people. And Satish, thank you for your call today. Just want to keep in mind those VHS tapes, while they're just sitting there in a box, they are totally degrading. And so you really, really, truly need to make sure that you're going to take some action on that. Now, I've seen some stats where they say VHS tapes will last 25 years. But if your luck is like mine, probably not. All right. Let's say you really want to buy that expensive coffee maker, but it's like $1,000. Well, you can find a refurbished one online, but should you really buy it? Okay. What I want you to do is to first go over to Amazon before you start looking on OfferUp or Craigslist or eBay or anything like that. Amazon has a section, it's kind of tucked away, called Amazon Renewed. It claims refurbished products at low prices, but here's the deal. They're all guaranteed for at least 90 days. So what you want to do is go to amazon.com/renewed. There you're going to find all kinds of things, appliances and phones and laptops and headsets at a discount. Now, you don't know the full history of a refurbed product. So like anything else, it could be described as like new when it really isn't. So just make sure that you know the return window before purchasing. Again, that address is amazon.com/renewed.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, if you haven't checked out my new daily podcast, Kim Komando Today, you are so missing out. Every single day, 10:30 a.m. on the West Coast, which is 1:30 p.m. on the East Coast, wherever you get your videos, whether it's YouTube, Rumble, X, or Facebook, or Twitch, just look up Kim Komando Today. Go to my channel, and then you can watch us actually do a podcast every single day. It's tech news at its finest, and it's a heck of a lot of fun. Again, that's Kim Komando Today. We're streaming live and on demand in your favorite video player. All right, Lynn in Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, my boyfriend has 7 kids and 9 grandkids so far, and he takes a lot of pictures and videos. And, of course, he's using his phone to do that, and he has an iPhone. And it gets full, and he has to move the files to a laptop. And he's got 2 laptops full of pictures.
Wow.
And and it makes it hard to use a laptop when it's full of pictures and videos. So what I was wondering is there an external device? He hates the cloud. He hates anything where somebody else might have access to his children's pictures. So I've suggested some pay for storage online virtually, but he doesn't want to do that.
Okay.
So I was looking for a device that he could tether to his iPhone and move the pictures to that, and then when he was ready to make a collage or a slideshow or whatever, he could tether that device to a laptop and go ahead and make that file.
Well,
does that exist?
You know what? You're on the right path. You are. You're on the right path.
Okay.
On your iPhone, there are maybe 2 or 3 different ways that you can accomplish this. Okay.
Okay.
The first way is that you can connect a flash drive, basically a thumb drive, they call them, flash drives, into the lightning port on the phone. And then you can transfer all the pictures off of the phone to the flash drive. And then from the flash drive, you can connect it someplace else or computer, whatever it may be.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of those because it is a thumb drive. It's a flash drive. And I don't know how many, you might have laying around, but I do. I'm like, I don't remember what was in that. And then, you lose them, you drop them, they break. And then, let's say, God forbid, that He takes all the pictures, he puts them on a thumb drive, and then the drive dies. And guess who's to blame, Lynn? You.
Right.
Okay.
Right, exactly.
We don't want that. And because he has so many pictures, if you're looking at, say, a 256 gig drive, SanDisk makes one, it's about $60. Okay. But he's going to need a lot more than that for everything that you are saying, because it's not like he just is going to stop taking pictures and that's going to be the end of it. So what we're going to be looking for is really an external hard drive that can work on Wi-Fi, that he can put an app on his phone, and then the app, then he can transfer pictures from his phone to the hard drive by using the app over Wi-Fi. Okay. So we're not going to be plugging anything in. And then because it's an external hard drive, an SSD drive, is that it's going to be fast. And then we're also going to be able to get some really serious storage space. Okay. And so here what we're looking for is a 2 terabyte drive. Okay. That's super fast, that allows him to get on it by using his PC or his phone. And it can just sit there. And at some point, might want to explain to him that he probably does need to back up this drive somewhere. Okay. Right. In the cloud, because hard drives, they have a mean time between failure, just like our bodies do. Okay. So we want to make sure that it's all backed up in the cloud. But when you're looking at something like this, a portable external SSD is Wi-Fi, works with Wi-Fi rather, and apps. It does have point-to-point encryption, so he's going to like that security. And I'm going to send you over, I put you on hold, we're going to send you a link to this particular product on Amazon. It's about $165, $170. But this way it will just, it's a solid state drive. But because it's a solid state drive, is that it has really fast transfer rates, and it can give you large storage options. And so with those transfer rates, when he's sitting there transferring photos, no longer is he going to be like, sorry, honey, we can't go out because I'm still transferring photos and videos from my phone to my drive. No, it's not going to happen that way. So, fortunately, these gadgets do exist and it can make life a lot easier. But yes, I just want to leave you at one thought, is that do make sure that he does back it up to some type of cloud account, so that this way, in case something does happen to that drive, that he doesn't lose all his photos, because he sounds like that he'd really be really devastated if that were to happen. So, Lynn, hang on the line. I'll be happy to send you out that link, share shortly. Yeah, that's always a problem if you don't want to use cloud storage, that's for sure. All right, let's see. Daryl in Lubbock, Texas, you're up next.
I've got 2 issues that I have no idea how to solve. I've got a barn that's full of livestock that I need to get a security camera to, and it's about a quarter mile away from the house. Mm-hmm. The second problem is I've got a remote house that's in another city that I need to get a security camera on, which doesn't have internet or anything of that nature. It's also in a remote West Texas remote area.
Okay.
Any ideas how to solve those 2 issues for me?
Well, you have come to the right place, my man. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Boy, so you're like the remote guy, aren't you?
Yeah, we're in the middle of a sand pit.
Are you? So how many people live in your community?
About 5,000.
Oh, okay. So everybody knows everybody's business, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
The way you say that. Yes, ma'am. They sure do. They sure do. Well, I'll tell you, here's the deal, is that there are some really good security cams that are solar powered. And instead of using Wi-Fi, they're going to use 4G connections. So these are really good for when you start talking about remote areas and, without any type of computer access, Wi-Fi, things like that. The one that we like to recommend is made by a company called Reo Link, R-E-O Link. And it has 360 pan, tilt, and solar, and it saves it all on a card. It's got night vision, has smart AI detection, good things like that. So what I'm going to do, Daryl, is to make sure that you get the right one. I'm going to put you on hold, and then Jeremy's going to pick you up. And then when he does, he's going to give you that link on Amazon so that this way you can make sure that's the right one. It's made by a company called Reolink, but they make all kinds of security cameras. But I like this one because it's sturdy. It does great pan and tilt, and it has smart motion detection and alerts via cellular, and it's a pretty darn good little gadget there. Daryl, thank you for your call. Hey, before we start talking about the hidden GPS tracker, let me just explain a couple of things to you. Number one, so we got a lot of things happening at the Kim Komando Show Radio Ranch. Like, number one, we're giving away a $1,000 PC or Mac right now. And I'd love to go ahead and call you and say, you're the winner. You're the winner. But I can't call and tell you that you're the winner if you don't enter to win. See how that works? So head to komando.com/win. That's komando.com/win. And then that's how you enter to win that brand new $1,000 PC or Mac. And I mentioned already just quickly that we are now doing a live video podcast, and it's been going for a couple of weeks now. It's going like gangbusters. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. And you guys and gals are going to totally dig it. So wherever you get and watch your videos, where you stream them, whether it's on YouTube or Rumble or Facebook or X or Twitch, just search for the Kim Komando channel, and that's where you're going to see Kim Komando today. It's a heck of a lot of fun. It's me and Ali Seligman, our content queen, as well as Andrew Babinski. He's my co-host, and again, it's really sweet. All right, now let's talk about some signs that there could be a tracker on your car. Number one, if you hear any unusual buzzing, chirping, or beeping sounds, that tracker could be transmitting data. Now, you also want to be on the lookout for any loose wires. They could be connected to a battery-powered tracker hidden underneath the hood or maybe in the glove compartment. Number three, watch out for any magnets or metal objects stuck to the outside of your car, especially underside of the vehicle. 4 is your car's battery life. If you notice a sudden drop, a tracker could be using it, causing battery drain. And finally, you get alert from your iPhone about an unknown Apple AirTag. If you're on Android, make sure that you get the detection app from the Google Play Store. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. And don't forget, I'm always at komando.com.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.